Hey everybody, my name is Laura and today we are going to be working on our tiny art projects for the tiny art show. So I have made this little jellyfish painting and that's what I'm going to paint today. But you can paint whatever you want, and in fact I think you should paint whatever you want. It does not have to be a jellyfish. So just follow along with this video if you like. I'm going to show you some painting techniques, and then go ahead and return this painting to the library of your choice by July 14th so that we can have a tiny art show, and let's see, maybe we'll have some winners. All right, thank you. One more time, because those were not so great. Hey everybody, my name is Laura and today we are going to be doing our craft for our tiny art show. And for example, I made this little tiny painting of a jellyfish. So, but you can do whatever you want, and actually I really think you should do whatever you want. You do not have to do a jellyfish or anything ocean themed, but since that's the theme for this summer as part of Oceans of Possibilities, I decided to do this jellyfish. But you do whatever you like, paint something super awesome and super cool, and then bring it back to the library and we will do a tiny art show. So stick around if you want to see some painting techniques. Okay, so let's get started with our tiny art project. So this is our tiny art show kit that I have right here. This one says adult, but we have them for teens too. So they are the same thing, so you shouldn't have any issue with that. And inside, you'll have a couple things. So you'll have a book list showing you some different books about painting if you're interested. You will also have your entry form. So please fill this out with your information and then bring it into your library, and that way we can enter you into the tiny art show. You will have a little brush just like this one. You will have a small 4-inch canvas since this is tiny art. And then you will also have paint. There won't be very much in there, but you won't really need very much. So you should have all of these colors. Everything else you'll have to mix yourself. So you should have 7 colors. So that's everything that comes in your kit. I would recommend having a few other things off to the side. So like a plate for mixing paint colors, a pencil to draw your design if you would like to do that, some paper towels, and a cup with some water in it just to rinse your brush. Okay, so to get started, let's go ahead and unwrap our tiny canvas. And we sort of have to decide what we want to make. So I think I am going to make a jellyfish. So I am going to start out by, I'm just going to use my pencil. I'm going to draw my jellyfish very lightly on my canvas, just so that I have like the dimensions right. So I'm going to doesn't have to be perfect because you're gonna cover this up with paint anyway. And I think I'm gonna do 2. Well, maybe I'll do this one so it's at a different. Well, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm just gonna do one big one. And so this is gonna be the body of my jellyfish. I'm not gonna erase these things, they'll just get covered up anyway. So this is gonna be my body. So I'm gonna start out by making my background, which will be probably just, you know, blue and white for the sea. So I had a bit of a mishap with my first one and I lost the video. So you'll notice some of these colors have a little bit of other colors in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some blue. So I'm gonna start by just going ahead and coloring in or painting in my background. Okay. So I am notoriously bad at remembering to, or at making enough paint to cover up the sides. So I'm just going to use up whatever paint I have left, and then I can always make a little bit more, but it looks a little bit better if you paint the sides too. Try to keep this paint off your clothes. It is pretty permanent paint on clothes. It doesn't really come off. All right. I'm all out of blue paint for now. Set that off to the side. So now I'm gonna decide what color I want for my jellyfish. And I think what I would like is purple. So I'm gonna start with some blue. Okay, so we sort of have the outline for our jellyfish now. So what we want to start doing now is give it some of its, like, I don't think you call them tentacles, but some of its strings or whatever that help it move. So this is what helps them move in the ocean. So they usually have some that are kind of thick. I am notorious for just continuing to mess with things, and sometimes when you do that, it makes your life a lot harder. So I'm gonna take just a little bit of this purple color and I'm gonna put some white next to it so that we can lighten it up. So we're gonna draw our lines for our sort of jellyfish body segments. At least that's what I'm gonna do. It's always a good idea, especially if you're wanting to draw lines, to rinse your brush and then dry it so that you can get your finest tip on there, and then you're just gonna just very, very lightly sort of push or put that in there. So I'm gonna start sort of in the middle. So before we go any further, I want to sort of add a few accents to the background because it'll be easier to do now than it will be later. So I'm going to add, plus we need to paint those sides anyway. So I'm just going to separate some of this color out over here, and we're gonna add more white to it. Oceans are never completely clear. They've always got stuff floating around in them. So I'm just gonna lighten it up so that it can make some accents on it to give our ocean a little bit of definition. So I'm gonna rinse off my brush. So, I know that doesn't look very good, but that's okay. So we're gonna take our brush, we're gonna wipe it down, and we're just gonna keep it a little bit wet. And while it's a little bit wet, we're gonna kind of move, or at least I am, some of that lighter paint around. And you can just dip your paintbrush in your water. We don't want too much water on there, just a little bit. So now I think I want to make some pink. So I'm going to add a little bit of red. All right, so now what I want to do is blend Okay, so we've got this lighter color over here. I'm gonna use a little bit of it, and what I'm gonna do is sort of pounce my brush up a little bit, up and down, and I'm gonna kind of do that down here. Jellyfish sometimes have like a little ruffly part. Okay, so now we have that part. So it's time to start making some of the tentacles. So we've already done kind of the big ones. So So now I can start drawing some of my skinnier ones. And these I'm not going to wiggle around as much, but I might do some curlicues. So I'm going to use my pink. Now I'm going to go back in with my white and just the littlest tip. So I'm going to make some little accents. I'm going to use a yellow. I'm going to do some little dots. So just gonna do sort of outline the lines. If you want to, you can always use the bottom of your paintbrush too. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. So now I have my piece of tiny art that I can display. The only thing I need to do, I forgot, make sure you cover up those edges because it just looks nicer that way. All right, well, I think we are done for today. Hopefully you saw all of that. Please make sure that if you have not signed up for the summer reading program yet, that you do that. The web address to sign up is maricopacountyreads.org. You can continue to add points till the end of July, so there's still plenty of time to finish the program and get all of your prizes. We have a program for every age group, so everyone can participate and everyone will get a free book at the end. We also have some really cool prizes that people can get, like state parks passes, Mercury tickets, food coupons, things like that. So be sure to sign up and log all of the books that you're reading and listening to this summer. We are also going to be having more programs for teens and adults throughout the rest of the summer. So if you are interested, please check out our calendar at avondalelibrary.org and go to our events calendar, and you can see all of the really cool programs that we're going to be having for the rest of the summer. We'll be having some virtual, some in person, so there's lots of options for you to participate with. If you are doing this project, please try to bring it back before July 14th so that we can get everybody entered in and able to participate in our fun tiny art contest. So thank you very much. I hope you are having a nice and cool summer, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.